Okay, this video is going to teach you how to do the HF280 or HF360 custom wood floorboard. As you can see here, I went ahead and cut out my floorboard. I'll show you how I did that in a second here. Basically what I did, I used a 3/4 inch OSB board. This stuff's pretty solid. You could use regular plywood if you want to, but I prefer to use this. And basically what I did, I just, when I cut it, went ahead and cut around the edges. Then I sanded it down to make it smooth, so there won't be any splinters or anything like that protruding. Then after I went ahead and cut it, which I'll show you how to do here in a second, I used the Thompson water sealer. It's in a little spray can. Cost about $4 at Home Depot. Pretty cheap. I think for everything on this project I spent about probably 14-15 bucks, just because I recycled the wood, which is the most expensive part. I then got this carpet, which I'll be going ahead and show you how to install it right now. So let me tell you how I did the board. Basically, on the raft, I'll take you to there right now and show you. Okay, this is how I got the measurements. Well, basically what I did, I first started off with a square piece of the OSB board. I measured the width across, and I went all the way to the back. There's a little black piece right here. I don't know if you can see it. Basically, I measured it to right at that back piece, and then across came out to about 26 inches. Now I'm going to tell you that when you inflate it, it's going to kind of shrink a little bit, the size that you have. So try to do it maybe about 24 inches. So you want to do good 24 inches across for the HF280. The 360 is a little bit different in size, so you're going to have to probably figure that out if you have it. Next, what I did, I went all the way to the furthest back point of just same thing, went all the way back to the very back piece, went all the way down, went all the way over to this side, measured about 68 inches. Again, like I said, it's going to kind of shrink, so you probably want to go to about 64 inches. So when you get that measurement, which we have about, like say 24 by 65 roughly, you're going to cut that square piece out. So once you have that square piece of wood, you're then going to get a tracing paper, or I used a cardboard box and just kind of trimmed it until it fit how I made it fit. Flipped it upside down. I placed the cardboard box right here, just slide out, just kind of trimmed around, made sure I got a perfect template of it. Did the same for the back. You can tell they're a little bit different shapes. Some people cut out the plugs. I didn't worry about that. The way I look at it, I'm going to be inflating and deflating when I take it out. There's no need for me to do that. But if you're going to leave it in there and never plan on really deflating it, maybe it's a good idea to cut those out. So after I got the template, I got my square piece of wood, and I set the template on the square piece of wood at the farthest end of it, on the length side, and that's how I knew where that was. So then I basically just traced around the cardboard on top of my plywood or OSB board. Did the same thing here. Went back with a circular saw. You can do it with like a jigsaw, and just cut that end out and cut that end out, and bam, there we go. So that's how I did that. Then of course I sanded it to get all the splinters out and to kind of smooth the edges. That should give you the perfect size. Worst case scenario, it might be a little bit too big, so you're gonna have to trim a little tiny bit or just sand a little bit off. But overall, that'll work for you just fine. So now I'll go ahead and show you how to do the flooring and put the protector rails around it, which I just used some piping insulation from Home Depot. Oh, this thing's kind of windy. I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, here we are. I'm back outside. So after I, cut out the wood, of course, I water sealed it, a couple coats on the front and back side. Now, the carpet, what I'm going to do, there's a few different ways you can do this. Since I have the foam bumpers that are going to go around the ends that I got at Home Depot for $1 each, I'm probably going to just fold it back like that, even though I don't have to, and then put the bumpers over that just for added protection. But I'm sure you can just cut it right out. Trace it out and cut that and then put the bumpers over it and you'd be fine. So I'll go ahead and do that by tracing it out with this marker here. So let's see here. If I'm gonna leave a little bit of leeway, I'm probably gonna start right about here. You want to just trace, give yourself a little working room, down like that. I'm going to do the same thing for this, that side and that side. Okay, now what I'm doing is I applied the carpet over here. I had this carpet glue left over. You can get this stuff I think for like $5 or a little tub at Home Depot that'll cover you. But you're basically going to do, you're going to just apply it somehow, you know, kind of make it pretty even. It doesn't have to be completely like, you know, solid. As you see, there's some little, but because when you press it down, the glue kind of pushes into those cracks and stuff too. But then again, you know, it doesn't have to be exact. So what I'm doing is I'm just gluing it, just kind of spreading it out. Don't get this stuff on your clothes because it don't come off. I learned that lesson a long time ago. So, okay, and then when I do a little bit more, what I'm going to do, basically try to grab my phone if I can glue on it. Then I'm going to slowly just roll it a little more, kind of push out the air as I'm rolling along. A little bit more, push out the air. And then, you know, if you really want to get it, you could just step on it kind of. And I'm going to go ahead and do that and finish up the rest, and I'll get back to you after that. Okay, now what we did, after I went ahead and just glued it, I flipped it over on its back, and now what I'm going to do, I decided to just go ahead and trim it out, because I'm going to use a pipe insulation to go around it to make it so it's not so pointy here. Just going to get my razor blade, and I'm just going to trim along the whole thing. Then when I'm done, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pull it off, and then get started on the next step. Alright, so here we are. I went ahead and brought it inside because it's getting a little bit cloudy. It might rain outside. So basically what I did, so I went ahead, cut it out along the edges, flipped it on its side. This is what we're left with. I went ahead and just ran one of my pipe insulators. It's not glued or anything, but it's just ran along there. And as you can see, it's actually holding up pretty good without anything. But what I'm going to do, I had a few ideas on different techniques to use. One of them was to use staples and just kind of, you know, staple this end and then the back end. But what I found is that this material, being as flexible and foamy as it is, and the thickness and everything of the carpet, it's going to probably be a better idea for me to just put glue along the edge, the same glue I used for the carpet adhesive. I'm just going to glue all that all the way around it, and then, you know, if that holds onto it, then the sides will. So this is pretty much the only area I'm going to glue, just this outside, and then I'm going to continue to kind of wrap it around like I've done right here. And then, yeah, I'll show you what it looks like after the finished product. And the back, of course, it's just the natural wood that has the water-resistant stain stuff on it. So that's the progress so far. Okay, now I went ahead and this is after I applied the glue. I kind of taped it along here to kind of hold the two pieces together so it has a more smooth finish. But that's pretty much it with the glue that I used. I used that around the edges, and then of course put this piping, this is what I have left over, and just put that on there. So I'm going to go ahead and let it dry for probably maybe a good 2 hours, 3 hours around there. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop it in my boat and give it a test and inflate it and see how it works out. So this was, it looks pretty good, it looks pretty professional, and hopefully it works out good. Do one last little segment showing it in the boat, and you guys should start on your own journey to build one of these. Okay, and this is our final piece. I went ahead and put it in there. We got it hooked up. Looks pretty good. Let me turn on the other light so we can check this puppy out. Alright. So yeah, pretty much my final piece. See the foam around the edges there? I think I'm gonna just leave it in here to kind of set, maybe. But you know, the foam kind of moved out even after I glued it, so I'm gonna take it out for my test drug tomorrow. Let's see how it works. But it's like really sturdy. I mean, this thing ain't going nowhere, and it's actually not too much heavier. But yeah, good boat. Now I could put my lunch pail right there. Alright, so I put my food in it. Hop on this thing and go. So as you can see, I'm standing on it. So yeah, that's it right there. Take this puppy out tomorrow and try it out.